To join myself and Okpa in this conversation, we have got a boxing analyst. We've got Bamidele Bakare. Thank you so much, Bamidele, for joining the conversation at this time. We appreciate.
Thank you for having me. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. We also have Okpa Oluwadebare joining us all the way from Leeds. And I understand you both. There is more to this than just, analyzing on TV. There is this cordial relationship. Yeah, so we've got Okpa joining us.
Okay, how you doing, bro? How's it going?
Very, very well, my bro. Bam Bam, good to have you.
Bam Bam, indeed. So I would steal that name. I'll steal that name. Great Bam Bam. You're welcome to the show. But let's begin with this conversation around Ife Ajagba and also Mati Bakole. Bamidele, with this 59 pounds weight disparity, what tactical implications could this have on the tempo and the outcome of this fight? Simple question.
So basically, sometimes in the heavyweight division, another opponent might feel going lighter, might make him more elusive and more active in the ring, and maybe his cardiovascular level which might be much better than the bigger guy. But in this fight, we can't really tell what to expect. We haven't really watched Ife Ajagba fight in a while, and we watched Martin Bakole fight with Joseph Parker in Riyadh, and it was very surprising for everybody. No one expected that to happen. So, like I always say, in heavyweight boxing, anything can happen. Both fighters are looking very confident. And like I was talking to some other friends, I'm like, this is like ending someone's career. This fight is either going to end one of them's career, which is something everyone is looking forward to. It's either Bakole and Ife Ajagba's career to stand a chance to get the
career-ending fight between these two. I'm a bit shocked. Career ending?
No, not necessarily ending, but to get a title shot. Because if Bakole should lose this fight, the hype around him would drop drastically. Already after his loss to Joseph Parker, a whole lot of people were thinking, whoa, this is Bakole who says in all interviews that he can knock out AJ, he can knock out Usyk, he can knock out this guy, he can knock out this guy. And he lost to Joseph Parker in a very surprising way. So everywhere in boxing, anything can happen. If Ajagba uses the same strategy, the fact that he's also got a nice reach at every punch, he might not be as edgy as Bakole. You have to be very careful just to be able to land good punches in the right places.
All right,
so Okpa, you can come up with in this way.
All right, Okpa, you've heard from Bam Bam himself. He says that Ajagba needs to be very careful with the fact that Bakole is coming lighter than how he was against Joseph Parker. Do you think, are you worried for Ajagba like Bam Bam is?
Sincerely, I'm not worried about Ife. I think Ife has what it takes to be able to defeat someone like Martin Bakole. I think, but then again, just like Bam Bam said, Martin Bakole has a lot to prove, with this fight against Ife Ajagba. No one expected him to lose in the manner in which he did to Joseph Parker. That's not to discredit Joseph Parker, but when you take a look at the pedigree of Martin Bakole in the heavyweight division, you would have expected him to have a good fight against Joseph Parker. But I think Martin was overconfident. That's just the truth. Because he went to the bout, saying that he didn't train as much and that he was looking quite overweight, but it was just embarrassing for him against Joseph Parker. But then again, he's back in the mix of the heavyweight conversations. But let's not forget that last year, we were probably saying that maybe Anthony Joshua was going to face him, and maybe Martin Bakole needs to be in the mix with the likes of Anthony Joshua and Chris Wilder, who are trying to revive their heavyweight careers. But after that embarrassing loss to Joseph Parker, the conversations changed. But now he's got an opportunity to redeem himself against a highly touted heavyweight, talking about Ife Ajagba. And I think if his last fight was probably last year, February or March, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he has had some time away, but he's a fantastic fighter. We know that. He's someone who has that great combination of the southpaw and orthodox, style of boxing, and he has that heavy punch as well. So let's not forget that one of his sparring partners is the Bronze Bomber, talking about Chris Wilder, if I'm not mistaken. So if he has probably trained well for this fight, and he's ready to put Nigeria on the map once again.
Okay, Bamidele, how will Ajagba's reach and his agility, how will it fare against Bakole's size? We're concentrating on the weight right now for both fighters, with the fact that there's a bit of a recent adjustment 59 pounds, losing 11, just down from the weight he was on against Joseph Parker in that loss, that knockout loss. How will Ajagba's agility and his reach, how will he fare against Bakole in this fight?
Okay, so first of all, a lot of people were saying Bakole's loss to Joseph Parker. He said he didn't train so much. Look, this is the guy that knew he was going to fight Ajagba in May. So obviously, he might not be training for Parker. He should have been training for Ajagba. So I don't see that as an excuse. So that aside, so Ajagba's reach in this fight, it's all about delivery. You know, in combat sports, there's what you call like pressure points. If Ajagba can land those punches in the right place, who knew the punch Parker gave to Bakole, and he acted like he dusted it out, later affected him. So if Ajagba can try to do the same, even though you know, the delivery just like Jared Anderson against Bakole, he tried to deliver some of those punches. Maybe they were not heavy enough, or Bakole was just able to maneuver the punches and to be successful in that fight, because it was a very, very clear win, which everyone just thought like, oh, Bakole is like the new guy.
But did you see reactions? I beg your pardon, Bam Bam. Do you see reactions on social media comparing both fighters? Now you can see that Efe is well put together. Yes, so if you look at him, you will say yes, he's a bit fit than Marty Bakole. So do you think that can count, Bam Bam?
Well, you know, like in boxing, it should count. It should count because he's looking more shredded and everything. But in boxing, it doesn't really matter. We have Deontay Wilder looking more shredded than Tyson Fury, and he came out successful. Anthony Joshua fighting Andrew Ruiz in his first loss. No one knew it was going to happen that way. So we can't really use that as a yardstick. So it can go both ways, but we should not underestimate Efe Ajagba because he hasn't fought in a while. He has a lot to prove. But Marty Bakole, on the other hand, has a lot to prove. And I feel it's going to be a showdown because Ajagba also has a very, very, very heavy punch. Even though he lost to Sanchez in his first loss, Sanchez who lost to Wadley. So it's just a cycle. I like the fact that the heavyweight division is getting more interesting. Let's see what's going to happen. If Ajagba is telling like that, it's going to beat him. Bakole is saying he can't do that because it's like an African showdown right now. And let's see who's going to come up. But no one should be underestimated. But Efe Ajagba, you know, it's going to be a good one for him. And if he wins this fight, he's going to drop Bakole's chances of getting a title.
Yes, at the IBF.
If Ajagba loses this fight, he's going to really bring down his career. He's very happy to get a title shot. So they both have a whole lot to prove.
All right, they both have a lot to prove, even on the continent. Okay, what does an all-African bout, because this is DR Congo against Nigeria. It's not a battle between Ghana and Nigeria to talk about the Ghana Jollof and the Nigerian Jollof. It's not a battle between Amapiano and Ojopiano when you talk about South Africa against Nigeria. It's a DR Congo against Nigeria bout. So what does this all-African main card bout signify for the future of heavyweight boxing on the continent?
This is huge. That's just the truth. This is huge because these are two very accomplished fighters. We know that he had a fantastic record before he became professional, and then as a professional, you know, it's just been an upward trajectory for him. It's the same thing with Martin Bakole, you know. And when you take a look at their stories, their backgrounds, I think this is every sports scriptwriter's let's just put it that way, you know. And then they're still ascending in their career, which is the best thing about both of them. And I think there couldn't have been a better time for both of them to face off. A couple of boxing fans have felt that maybe they should have hosted this fight in somewhere in Africa, in an African country. But nevertheless, it's about the payday as well for these athletes, because this is how they put food on the table for their families, and we're better than Saudi Arabia.
Indeed, we're better than Saudi Arabia. With the Saudi season, they can only happen, that opportunity. Bamidele, before I let you go, Efe Ajagba says, Bakole, done and dusted, get me Alexander Usyk, get me Daniel Dubois. Is this something Efe should be demanding at this time? Maybe he's overlooking his opponent and then asking for the bigger shot.
You know, for him, I think he should take a chill pill because the list is very long. Because before he can be considered for a title shot, I think they should consider fighters like Joseph Parker, Ajit Kabayel. These are fighters who have proven themselves, who have shown that they deserve a title shot. For now, I don't think Ajagba deserves a title shot. I think he's just trying to sound very confident to make, because that's the same thing Bakole is talking about. Like, if I'm going to beat this guy, I deserve a title shot. I deserve a title shot. Everyone wants a title shot, but forgetting that people who own the titles right now, they work their way up to that title shot.
Has Ife Ajagba not worked his way? Ife Ajagba has not had more losses. He's got just one, and he has always had big knockouts. He's got 70% knockout ratio compared to Bakole that has got 76%. So has he not worked his way to the top? So
again, when you check the caliber of their opponents, it can make you know if they really deserve a title shot. Check out Kabayel against Zilejan.
Zilejan, okay.
So these are fighters who have proven themselves to have fought big guys, great guys in the industry to make them feel like we deserve a title shot. This time around, it's not even them talking about it. It's the fans and the officials saying, oh, I think Kabayel should be given a shot. A lot of people are saying, I think Joseph Parker deserves a title shot with Usyk. Those are the comparisons we want to see. So, and I'm thinking right now, before they consider Ajagba or Bakole, they would consider Joseph Parker to face whoever wins between Usyk and Daniel Dubois in July. So, so I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about it. That's everybody's dream to be world champions. But I think for now, you should focus on the fight ahead of him before you start talking about the title shot.
All right, you're taking the same stand, just like the sports editor of News Central TV, Babatunde Koike. So I think Ife Ajagba should really focus and not underestimate his current opponent looking past him. Thank you so much, Bamidele Bakare, for your thoughts, sharing your thoughts with us on In the Game.
Anytime. Thank you for having me.